Well, it's container time here at Seeking Discovery. Yesterday, this container got delivered, and it didn't exactly go as planned, so we had to kind of roll with the punches. When it came off the trailer, there were a couple of hiccups, and we needed to maneuver it back into the proper place. So stick with us today and see how we moved this 40-foot high cube shipping container using some old-fashioned technology and leverage to get it in the right place.
So as you guys can see here, we've got the shipping container on the trailer from the guy that we bought it from. So he's getting it back into position. We have an old logging road that we kind of cleared out for it. So it is still a tight spot for a 40-foot high cube container. But as you can see, Mike is getting it in there with no problem whatsoever. So getting the trailer in wasn't really the issue. It's trying to get the container off of the trailer. So this trailer is longer than 40 foot, the container's 40 foot, and trying to maneuver that in this tight space kind of became part of the issue. So as you can see, he's using the hydraulic to get it up there, starting to pull out, but he has to make a turn, and as he turns, it hooks that corner of the container. So that is kind of where the troubles started. One of the guys is using logs to kind of leverage it into place. So they're actually putting the trailer back into its normal position so that the pressure goes onto the logs and not on the trailer. And that's going to allow them to kind of transfer the area that's hooked on the trailer, put the pressure on the wood, and be able to pull forward. As you can see, that first attempt didn't go as planned, but we did get it off. And then they actually used the corner of the trailer to try to square up the container. So that's what's going on here, pushing it back. But ultimately, this isn't where we wanted the trailer to sit. So we've got this 3-ton low-profile jack here. This is what we are going to use to hopefully lift up and manipulate the shipping container that got delivered yesterday. So the nice thing is this comes pretty much fully assembled. This, of course, came from Harbor Freight. So we've got these safety important information here. So it talks about how to turn the handle to release the valve, use it to pump. The handle comes in these 2 parts here. You can see it's got the push pin to line up. So you go like that. And then in the end here, it has the piece where the handle goes in. This jack definitely has some weight to it. So the handle goes in here, and then we should be good. So we turn it clockwise to release. So there's a locking screw down here, and so that had gotten in the way of the handle going in, but now the handle is locked in there. So counterclockwise should tighten it. Oh, sorry. Counterclockwise to release. So now it's tight again. And as you can see, we get that nice motion over here. Release. And it goes down. So we are ready to attempt to move this container. So although this is a low clearance jack, we do need a little bit of extra room under there to get it. So we need 3.5 inches. Let's see if that does it. So I specifically got this jack from Harbor Freight because it is that low profile, and I knew that there would be kind of tight spots to try to fit it in. So initially I'm raising it a couple of inches, shimming it with wood, and then continuing to move it. Ultimately the goal is to roll the entire container on logs, because that'll reduce the amount of friction that we're fighting against. So as you can see, I keep moving to various parts of the container, rising it up onto these half-cut logs to give us enough clearance to put the longer rolling logs in place. So that's what we're working on here, is getting that log. And we didn't need to go straight back with it. We actually needed to slide it back probably at a 30-degree angle to get it exactly where we wanted it. So we got a couple of those logs in place, and then we started lowering it back down off of those larger blocks so that we would be ready to attempt to move it. So once we got those logs under, you can see the backside just teetered up. So really all of the weight is on those logs now.
So we've got 20 foot of this grade 70 cable, half-inch, or chain, not cable, that's rated for 11,000 pounds. So we're going to use this as part of our mechanism to pull the container.
So in this portion of the video, we've got that heavy-duty chain connected to a come-along, and you can see the container slowly moving. Now, it's not the come-along that's doing all the work. My dad's in the tractor on the other corner, helping to nudge it along, but ultimately the come-along helped to make sure that the cable, or that the container, went in the right direction. So I am glad that we had it. And now we're just bringing that container back up again to get those rolling logs out, since we're trying to get it all level. So as you can see, jacking it up, dropping it down, kind of rinse and repeating, and pulling out those extra logs. So there goes that one corner support. My dad and I are just kind of finalizing discussion, and then I'm going to move it over and grab it, and then we're going to pull that other log out. Overall, it was pretty straightforward, so if you need to move some shipping containers, I definitely recommend picking up one of these jacks.
Well, after about 3 hours or so of labor, it is official that you can move a 40-foot high cube container, which weighs just under 9,000 pounds empty, with one of these Harbor Freight 3-ton jacks and a couple of logs you got laying around. It'll definitely help if you've got a chain with some kind of a come-along, and of course a tractor to help nudge it along. But overall, we're excited to have our first of 2 containers out here. Hopefully the second one goes in a little bit smoother, and we don't have to do as much finagling, but we've pretty much got it as leveled as we need to for the winter. There's a slight pitch in case the snow melts, so we know where the water's gonna run, and we are ready to start packing this thing up and have a secure location for our winter storage. So if you guys like these kinds of videos, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment what questions you have below, and if you want to see more videos like this, let us know what you want to see, as we're working on turning this property in Michigan into a kind of off-grid oasis. We'll see you guys in the next video.